Shock Treatment, the movie, is rated PG, but Shock Treatment Minute is rated F for
5.
We're going to spend this time discussing the movie in gory detail, and along the way we'll talk about adult content and use adult language. Consider yourselves warned. Welcome to Shock Treatment Minute. I'm never going to get tired of that. The podcast where we break down shock treatment in excruciating detail, 1 minute at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Leandra.
And I'm your other host, Kelly.
And today we are on minute 2 of this brand new movie for us. So, Kelly, what happens in minute 2?
Okay, so the narration continues over the mysterious figure with opening credits below. The narration says, "A beautiful girl. Trouble was, she was in the arms of another man." The credits read Richard O'Brien and then shock treatment. There's a kind of bounce sound effect, and then the overture starts. The overture is an instrumental. I'm not going to hum it for you guys, so I guess look it up if you'd like to hear what it sounds like, but it's going to be technically our first song in the movie. So the text fades off, and then we start zooming out slowly of the smoking man in the TV studio silhouette, and eventually we see that we're looking at him through a window that's inside of a neon sign. This sign is modeled on the billboard from the cemetery in Rocky Horror, the Denton, the Home of Happiness billboard, if you're familiar with that. So it is that same design, a red heart with Denton above it and an arrow through the heart that says the Home of Happiness, ! Sort of in place where the arrow shaft would be. The differences are it is a neon sign, not a billboard, and at present the heart is a red outline outlining a mysterious TV studio window. Denton, the word Denton is in bright blue, and then the Home of Happiness part is in light blue, and there's a red border. So this slow zoom out is the beginning of a very long tracking shot that starts this movie. So it continues by panning down below the sign. So you see we're in a TV studio. In the audience seating, there are red seats with DTV signs, and you see a cluster of 5 studio employees. All 5 of them are wearing red shirts. You can't see much more at that point. But so there's a blonde woman and a man sitting next to each other, and then there's a girl who has a pink ball cap with a ponytail through it, and then there's 2 camera people. We are going to go into more detail on these characters later, but I will just say that the 2 camera people are played by none other than Perry Bedin and Rufus Collins, beloved Transylvanians from Rocky Horror. And then to the left of the people seated, or the right from the audience point of view, there is a man dressed not in red, in a shirt and tie, seated kind of alone. A security guard starts coming down the stairs in the aisle and taps on that guy's shoulder and then points up and then leaves. And then all of the employees depart in various directions. The man who was tapped is the one we're going to follow him now. So the camera pans right to follow him, and the pink cap girl kind of trails behind him. He knocks on a door that says dressing room above it, and the door opens. Somebody we're going to call the wardrobe lady, who is played by Imogen Clare, another Transylvanian from Rocky Horror, opens the door. They go in, and she comes out. So now we're going to follow her. The camera continues to pan right to follow her as she goes over the catwalk thing around the corner. Her outfit is high heels, a light blue cap, and then she has like a skirt, I think, with some type of sleeveless, long, striped jacket. Like, not jacket, but I get sleeveless, long, striped outerwear thing over it. It's very 80s. She has a cigarette in her mouth, and she is laden with wardrobe items in her arms and a Denton TV sign, or DTV. So she coming around the corner, she nearly collides with a woman, and we'll go into that woman a little bit more later, but the wardrobe lady goes, "Whoops!" And as she continues, we see the white shirt man from earlier who went into the dressing room comes out of another door. I guess she acts as though she almost runs into him as well. They really are not that close to each other, but he sort of pushes her lightly and she continues the way she was going, but the camera starts following him again. He starts going down some spiral stairs, and that is the end of the minute.
Honestly, this is a great minute. I know that there's not a lot said, but it's just so rich in texture.
I love a tracking shot, and it's a very ambitious shot that opens this movie. And we also, we start with probably my favorite thing from either Shock Treatment or Rocky, which is this neon Home of Happiness billboard.
And let's talk about that for a little bit because we loved that so much that it became the logo for this here podcast.
That's true.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, I guess I should have directed people towards that in my summary. If you're looking for what this looks like but have no way to watch the movie or Google anything, check out our logo because it is based on that. And it's awesome. It's also, I think, probably the most explicit visual reference to Rocky we're going to get in this movie. I can't possibly imagine what else would be, you know?
Visually, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. So, pretty cool. That billboard and subsequent sign were designed by Brian Thompson, set designer extraordinaire, friend of the pod.
We love him.
We actually can call him a friend of the pod now because we've been in touch with him, but that is just a little teaser for now. So, the floor manager, though.
Yes.
I don't think the character is named. The actor is named Ray Charlson. Do you know of a name for this character?
Just floor manager, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. My first question is, there are some red things, like, around his shoes, hanging out the bottom of his pants. What is that?
I thought that it was like some sort of very like gaudy loafer sort of thing. Like it's kind of at the tongue area of the shoe.
No. What I'm talking about was around the back.
Oh, around the back. I don't think I saw that.
It reminded me of spats, but I was like, it can't be spats, but what the hell is it?
Okay, so here's my new headcanon.
Okay.
So he is underdressing for something that he's doing later. We don't know what it is, but maybe it's a sex thing.
True. Or, underdressing is in the grand tradition of shock treatment shadowcasts because typically you have to double up roles, so who knows?
Yeah.
That was question 1. Question 2 is, why am I so attracted to him?
Well,
he's so hot for some reason. Don't ask me why.
I will. Kelly, why?
Well, I don't know. I guess he's just hot. He's walking around, like, getting shit done.
He's a stage manager, and I think that being a stage manager is very good and important work. But I think that other than that being his job, I'm not sure that I find him exponentially more attractive than, say, any other guy.
Fair. Well, I think he's a cutie. Listeners, write in if you agree. Ray Charlson, call me.
So, a question for you.
Okay.
What the fuck is that boing noise?
I don't know. It is like a bounce sound, right?
It really sounds like a rubber sort of ball cartoon bounce thing. And listeners, I know that some of you haven't actually watched all of the movie. I can tell you that there's no cartoon break coming that's going to make that make sense.
Yeah. I have no idea what they were trying to convey by putting that in there, except I guess I really think they were just trying to bring a little, like, silliness to it, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Because they had just done this kind of serious, like, melodramatic opening narration, so I think they were just kind of like, boing? But it's not the choice I would have made.
I do love that it's very much, and she's on the arm of another man. Whoa!
Yeah, exactly. Record scratch, but yeah, that is how it feels. It's a very interesting choice. I can't deny that.
Fair. So, another question I have is we see Officer Vance Parker for the first time, and you refer to him as a security guard. I kind of thought of him as like a cop in Denton, but
I think he's both.
yeah, and the more I think about it, there's really no delineation between the two in this universe.
I would say that at this point, he's definitely meant to convey like a security guard. Like, he's definitely dressed more like a security guard than a cop. But yes, I agree that he's also kind of playing the role of a police officer, at least in Denton. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But I don't necessarily know whether those upcoming roles correspond to people's real professions either.
Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know, like just thinking about that entire character though, thinking about kind of this universe even. We know that it is a very odd sort of universe that lives in this one bubble, and I don't know who would have jurisdiction other than exactly this one person. And yeah, the law and order system in Denton is very confusing to me.
I mean, we'll honestly see more of like orderly type people acting as the law in Denton, but yeah.
I guess that what I'm getting at is that if nobody ever leaves, and this is not just like a TV station, but it kind of becomes the entire town itself. They have everything that anybody could possibly ever need. The audience never leaves. Like, it seems like it's far larger than is possible, and yet it definitely exists within the universe.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying that when we see like police slash security stuff happening, it's not usually at the hands of this guy. It is like the orderlies and people involved with the.
Oh, for sure. I don't
Yeah.
even know if he ever goes in the psych ward bubble within the bubble.
Exactly.
I think that his jurisdiction might be the outer limits of the Denton bubble. I don't know. It's becoming very like bubbles within bubbles.
Yeah.
So those are all of my notes.
Okay. I have no callbacks for this minute. So
Oh, you don't?
you're gonna hear that a lot on this podcast.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, like I mentioned at the end of minute 1, when you say with someone else, you say Brad, and the payoff to this one is after the narrator says a beautiful girl, you shout Janet. And then when the narrator later says she was in the arms of another man, you shout still Brad. And then the callback to that callback is, we're not supposed to know that yet.
Very good.
So that's what you're leading up to with that one. Going back, when the narrator says trouble was, you shout a board game.
Oh.
She was in the arms of, and then you shout another beautiful girl. And then you say another man. And if you didn't do the Janet Brad, still Brad thing, you can go, oh damn, I was hoping for some girl stuff.
Nice.
So then when the smoke of the cigarette begins to move, you can go, welcome to the world of IMAX. Or, hey, no smoking in the auditorium unless you plan on sharing that joint with us. And then when you see the Home of Happiness sign, you go, isn't that the billboard from the cemetery? They moved the tombstones, but not the bodies. Which is, of course, a reference to Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's
Very
good stuff. The camera view of the couple of people in the audience, you can say it's an audience for shock treatment before the movie starts. And then when they all stand up to leave, you can go, it's an audience for shock treatment after the movie starts.
It's funny. It's actually very good.
When the floor manager starts walking down the stairs, you can go, he's going down the stairs, he's going down on the cast, he's going down on, and then next minute you'll say Brian Thompson, and you'll be able to see how that is.
Alright.
Or you'll be able to see why that works.
Yeah.
But those are my notes.
Excellent. Well, in that case, Leandra,
Yes.
does this bird belong to you?
Ah! oh damn, I was hoping for some girl stuff.